This person saw you inside the car and made a shocking decision they're hiding from everyone. Archangel Michael says, this message is not by chance. This is divine timing. This is protection and revelation all in one. The night was heavy with silence, but someone's mind was screaming louder than thunder. They had no idea you would be there, inside that parked car, under the pale flicker of a street lamp. Your silhouette changed everything they believed, and from that moment, their heart made a terrifying decision that nobody around them knows about. They had been following you secretly, unsure of what they would find, uncertain if you were still the same. But when they saw your face through that window, everything they thought they knew about you collapsed. And now, what they did afterward is the most chilling part of this entire story. Archangel Michael says, this person didn't plan to feel this way again. They didn't expect to be shaken to their core by just one glimpse of you, unaware, inside your car, just breathing. But your stillness reminded them of a choice they once made, and now they're ready to flip it upside down behind closed doors. They haven't told a single soul what they saw or felt that night. But what they're planning could change not only your life, but the life of another innocent person. The decision they've made in the shadows will soon come to light, and you'll be at the center of it. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Right now, this person is torn between two timelines, the one they promised to walk with someone else, and the one where your presence silently haunts their spirit. The way you turned your head inside the car, unaware they were watching, sent a ripple into their soul they can't recover from. It was supposed to be a coincidence, but nothing divine ever is. They've gone cold to people around them, making excuses, avoiding eye contact, avoiding their own truth. Inside their phone is something they saved that night, something you didn't see, but they did, and it changed their heart. That moment of rawness, of your face half-lit by a dashboard light, forced their soul to admit it never moved on. The pressure is building. They're trying to act normal, but their every step is fueled by a plan no one around them knows they're setting into motion. They didn't expect to feel the pull again, that deep, undeniable magnetic pull only your energy ever gave them. Archangel Michael says, this person is in conflict with every choice they ever made. But the vision of you in that car was the final blow. That night, your silence became louder than a scream in their chest. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They now believe the universe is testing them. They think the message is clear, that seeing you like that wasn't an accident, but an activation. They've begun writing messages they never send, planning encounters they haven't dared initiate, but spiritually, they already returned to you. That seat you sat in, they remember it vividly now. They've replayed that second in their minds so many times it's beginning to replace their reality. Everyone around them is noticing a change, but no one knows you are the cause. The decision? It's heartbreaking. They're thinking of ending something serious to follow a truth that only bloomed again the second they saw your eyes, even from a distance. And this decision will affect someone else deeply, someone who has no idea they're about to be left. Comment now if you feel this shift. They're carrying guilt, but also obsession. Their dreams are full of you now. And in those dreams, you're not just in the car, you're in their life again. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They're trying to gather courage, but courage keeps slipping through their fingers. The regret is overwhelming, and now, every time they see a car like yours, their heart races with panic and longing. The thought that they let you go for something less real is tormenting them. They're making phone calls behind locked doors, asking about you indirectly. They're seeking people who still know you, watching your online presence from accounts you wouldn't suspect. Every click, every scroll, every revisit, it's a quiet cry they wish you could hear. Archangel Michael says, this isn't the first time they've done something behind everyone's back. But this time, it's not betrayal, it's desperation. They believe you are the one soul who knew them before the world twisted them. They've started changing things in their house. Items are being hidden, travel bags slowly packed, letters written but unsent. They're preparing for a reveal, but it's taking everything in them not to collapse under the weight of it. Type Amen to get blessing 666. There's a moment they can't stop remembering, the time when you used to sit beside them and just listen. No one else does that. No one else knows what you know. Seeing you again, even silently, even through glass, brought it all back like a tidal wave. They tried to bury their reaction the moment they saw you, but their hands trembled. They turned their face quickly so no one would notice. But deep inside, something sacred shattered and reformed. You weren't trying to be seen. You didn't know they were there. But your energy pierced through like a whisper from another lifetime, and now, nothing else feels right to them anymore. They're pretending to live, but they've already left emotionally. And the person they live with senses it, but doesn't yet understand it's you, only you, who holds the truth behind this shift. Type Amen to get blessing 777. They've begun making playlists again, songs that used to belong to just you two. They've dug up old memories, messages, and photos they swore they deleted. This spiral is not random, it's resurrection. Your presence revived something dead inside them. The person they're with now suspects nothing, yet. But every laugh is hollow, every touch feels like dust compared to the electricity they remembered when they saw you. The world around them has turned gray, but the memory of you glows like fire. Archangel Michael says, your aura that night was a divine mirror. It showed them who they became, and it terrified them. You didn't even have to say a word, your spirit did all the speaking. They're preparing for a confrontation they can't avoid. They may lose everything, but to them, finding their way back to your light is worth more than anything they built on a lie. Type Amen to get blessing 888. If you felt tension in your soul lately, it's because you're being pulled toward this decision too. The energy cords between you both never severed, only slept. And now, that silent encounter jolted them awake. They're imagining what they would say if they stood in front of you right now. But they know they don't deserve you, not after how things ended. Still, they can't stop chasing the ghost of what could have been if they stayed. They talk to the stars now, whispering your name into midnight. They replay the scene like a movie, the glow of the street lamp, the curve of your profile, the peace on your face. That peace didn't belong to their memory of you, and that's what shocked them the most. You've grown stronger, calmer, deeper. And they? They've been faking happiness since the day they walked away. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The decision they made isn't just emotional, it's financial, it's relational, it's personal. They're about to walk out of something serious to start over, alone, because they realized you were the only genuine thing they ever truly knew. But this transition won't be clean. It will stir drama, betrayal, even hatred from those around them. Still, they're preparing to risk it all, and they've already started cutting ties quietly. There's a plan they've been drafting, a message they'll send you at midnight, a place they want you to meet them, a confession they'll finally release. It's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. Comment if your heart already knew this was coming. Archangel Michael says, divine timing is no longer waiting. You've passed the test. Now the truth wants to find you. Type Amen to get blessing 000. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. They're going to disappear for a while. Not because they're running, but because they're gathering the courage to come to you with nothing but truth. No excuses, no defenses, no lies this time. In the next few days, their behavior will become erratic to those close to them. They'll pull back, become secretive, spend hours in silence, and when asked what's wrong, they'll say, "I'm fine," while drowning in decisions that could break hearts. But their silence isn't cold, it's the storm before the breakthrough. The message they're going to send you has already been typed, deleted, and typed again. Every word is being chosen carefully because they know once it's sent, there's no turning back. That message, when you receive it, will change everything. Archangel Michael says, the unseen forces have opened the path. But only the brave can walk it. And this person is being pushed by divine hands to make the leap they once feared. Type Amen to get blessing 181. The person they're with now knows something is off, but can't put a finger on it. There's been tension, silence, odd moments when your name almost escaped their lips. They've even dreamt of you calling their name, and those dreams are stronger than any reality they live in. They're terrified of being judged. They've told lies for so long to everyone around them that now, even the truth feels like a betrayal. But they can't live like this anymore, haunted by 1 second of seeing you through a windshield. That moment was sacred. You were calm, not knowing your presence had ignited the fire in someone who was pretending to be over you. And now that fire is roaring, burning bridges, burning fears, burning the false life they created without you. They're already gone emotionally. What remains is just logistics and time. Type Amen to get blessing 222. They've already chosen you in their spirit. Their soul declared it the moment they saw your reflection in that side mirror. They remembered how your energy could calm their storms and how no one else could ever reach the depth you did. They're scared you won't take them back. But they're more scared of living the rest of their life never knowing if you would. That's why they'll show up, when you least expect it, in a moment that feels ordinary. They'll arrive with truth written all over their face. They're deleting photos from their phone, erasing memories of someone they once claimed to love. Not out of cruelty, but out of honesty, because staying would be lying to themselves. And the one truth they trust again is you. They'll arrive with no script, just tears, and the truth. Type Amen to get blessing 393. The person who saw you that night has changed. That 1 second of eye contact, even if you didn't realize it happened, shattered them open. They now wake up with your name in their chest and fall asleep hearing your laughter like a memory echoing in a cave. They've turned their back on others who tried to convince them that you were just a phase. They've grown silent, not because they don't care, but because they're tuning into a frequency that only you and them once shared. They're trying to hear the voice of destiny, and it's loud. This isn't a game. This is transformation. What they're about to do will shock everyone, but it's going to liberate their soul. Archangel Michael says, when a divine bond is real, it will break timelines and shatter logic to find its way back. Type Amen to get blessing 111. They wrote your name in a journal yesterday, 3 times, then circled it. They've drawn the path back to you over and over in their mind. The road isn't straight, it's messy, but they're walking it now. They've kept a token of yours, something small but powerful. It sits by their bedside, and they touch it every night before sleeping. It gives them courage. It tells them you're still there, still open, still possible. They can't talk to anyone about this. No one would understand. But they talk to the sky about you. And the sky always answers back with signs. Comment if you've been seeing signs too, numbers, names, colors, random flashes of the past. Type Amen to get blessing 474. They're planning something big, a gesture that will speak louder than their past mistakes. It might be a gift. It might be a trip. It might be a letter left somewhere only you will find. But make no mistake, they're coming. Every night they delay is torture. And they've already crossed the point of no return. They used to lie to themselves, saying they were happy. But the truth slammed into them the moment they saw you again. Now, they can't unsee you. They can't unfeel you. They can't unknow the power of what you still hold. Archangel Michael says, not every storm comes to destroy, some come to rebuild what was broken. Type Amen to get blessing 515. This person doesn't want to return to you as they were, they want to return healed, clear, honest. That's why they're moving slow, why they've vanished from certain places, avoided certain people. They're purging everything that doesn't serve the future with you. They're not coming back out of loneliness. They're coming back because being without you finally became unbearable. Life offered them options, but nothing felt whole without your voice. They now understand the difference between comfort and connection. They were comfortable, but never alive. You were the lightning that reminded them of who they were meant to be. And when they saw you that night, it all returned in one devastating moment of clarity. Type Amen to get blessing 626. They've looked at your face 1,000 times in their mind. They remember your smile like a lighthouse. They remember the way you used to touch your sleeve when you were nervous. They remember everything. But now, they want to make new memories, ones that aren't tainted by fear or ego. They want to rebuild what they lost, brick by brick, day by day, moment by moment. They don't need grand gestures, they need your energy back beside them. The people around them will be shocked. Some will be angry. But they've decided to stop caring what people think, because living in denial was killing them slowly. Archangel Michael says, the soul always knows the way home, even when the mind resists. Type Amen to get blessing 707. They thought they could run from you, but they were wrong. The universe has a funny way of placing your path back in front of someone who needs healing. That's what that car moment was, a divine checkpoint. It's been days, weeks, maybe even months, but the image hasn't left them. You sitting in peace, unaware of your power, reminded them that they've been living a lie. And they can't go back to that prison anymore. They're rewriting everything, their story, their plans, their future, and you are the centerpiece of this new chapter. They've already spiritually committed to you, now they're just waiting for the right moment to physically arrive. Comment now if you feel it in your soul. Type Amen to get blessing 888. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The moment is almost here. They've been counting the days, watching the clock, practicing the words in front of a mirror. But nothing can prepare them for what it's going to feel like when they finally stand in front of you. They've chosen the time carefully. A quiet hour. Not when you're distracted or overwhelmed, but when your soul is calm enough to recognize that this meeting was written long ago. They've waited until the air itself feels right. And then, they appear. Archangel Michael says, nothing will ever be the same after this. Type Amen to get blessing 929. You will hear a knock. Or perhaps see a message. Or even feel the electricity in the air before the moment happens. But your soul will know, something powerful is about to take place. When your eyes meet, time will pause. They'll hesitate, but only for a second. Because this time, they are not turning away. This time, they are not leaving with their truth buried in silence. They open their mouth and what comes out is raw. Honest. Unfiltered. And every word they've hidden behind smiles, relationships, and fake peace comes pouring out like a flood. Type Amen to get blessing 1033. They will tell you the truth. They'll say, I saw you in the car. And in that moment, I knew I messed up my entire life by letting you go. They'll tell you how they stood there frozen, unable to move, afraid to speak, ashamed of their silence, because seeing you reminded them of the love they never truly got over. They'll explain why they disappeared. Why they didn't reach out sooner. How they were trapped in expectations, fears, commitments they made to people who never touched their soul like you did. Comment if your heart is already racing. Type Amen to get blessing 4044. They'll say they tried to love others. Tried to forget you. Tried to replace you. But nothing worked, because it was always you. They'll confess they cried the entire night after seeing you. That they drove home shaking, whispering your name, begging the stars to give them one more chance. That they were afraid, not of rejection, but of not being worthy anymore. And then they'll hand you something. A letter. A gift. A symbol of their surrender. Something they held on to all this time because it reminded them of you. Archangel Michael says, this is the moment you were prepared for, the return of what was once lost. Type Amen to get blessing 535. They'll tell you they can't promise perfection, but they can promise truth. That they'll never walk away in silence again. That they're ready to fight for you, protect you, grow with you, and never take your presence for granted again. They'll beg for a fresh start, not from where things ended, but from where destiny begins. A new path. A clean page. One written in honesty, passion, and spiritual alignment. You might feel overwhelmed. It might be too much too soon. But deep inside, your soul will feel a quiet peace, because you always knew this moment would come. It was written in the silence between your goodbyes. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. They'll speak the name of the person they were with and say, it's over. They'll say they tried to build a life with them, but every brick felt empty without your voice echoing through it. They'll tell you they kept tabs on you, even if they shouldn't have. That they checked your social media, listened to songs you posted, reread your messages. That even your silence was louder than the noise they surrounded themselves with. And they'll ask, not with entitlement, but with trembling vulnerability, if there's any space left in your heart for them. Comment if that part hit deep. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. They're not just bringing a confession. They're bringing a blueprint. They'll say, I know where I want us to live. I've looked into it. I know the kind of life I want to build with you, one where you never have to question your worth again. They've changed. The immaturity, the pride, the ego, it burned away in the fire of losing you. And what remains is someone who has faced their shadows and emerged ready to love without fear. Archangel Michael says, this is divine reconciliation, not every return is a mistake. Some are a miracle. Type Amen to get blessing 717. They'll fall to their knees, either literally or emotionally. They'll cry. They won't be able to look you in the eyes at first because they know the pain they caused. But they'll stay. This time, they'll stay. They'll ask to go slow if that's what you need. Or fast, if your spirit is ready. But they'll follow your lead now, no longer rushing to control, but surrendering to the flow of what destiny wants. They'll whisper, I don't know if you'll forgive me. But I'll never forgive myself if I don't tell you what I feel. And then they'll wait, not for your words, but your energy. Type Amen to get blessing 848. If your heart softens even a little in that moment, it will be because the truth they bring will not feel manipulative, it will feel sacred. They'll hold your hand or maybe just your gaze. But either way, they'll reach for the part of you they once had, once broke, and now wish to heal. The world may not understand this reunion. Some will call it foolish. But what the world calls foolish, heaven calls alignment. Archangel Michael says, it's safe to believe again. The soul that saw you that night was shown a vision of what can still be, and it was beautiful. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. The night they saw you changed their life. But the day they return to you will change yours. You are not just a person to them, you are their mirror, their awakening, their divine echo. And even if you don't take them back, they'll still thank you for reminding them of who they truly are. They needed that moment in the car to realize they were asleep in someone else's dream. And now, they've chosen to awaken, in yours. Comment if you're ready for the chapter that begins with truth. Type Amen to get blessing 9999. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The days after the confession are quiet, but not empty. Every second is filled with the energy of transformation. You can feel it in your chest, like a gentle storm rising. They don't push you. They don't beg. They just stay close enough for you to feel them, but far enough for you to breathe. Because they understand now, you are not someone to be rushed, you are someone to be honored. You feel the shift in the air. Birds sound louder. The wind seems to whisper messages. Even your dreams become more vivid, more emotional, almost as if your soul is trying to help you decide. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. They send you messages, but not just empty words. Each one is intentional. They want to show you that this time, they're not here for themselves. They're here for you. One morning, you find something small left at your door. It's a memory only the two of you would understand. It's their way of saying, I still remember everything that matters. They've cut ties. They've walked away from comfort. Their life is now split in two, the old story that everyone knew, and the new one they're writing with you in quiet steps. Archangel Michael says, even if you feel unsure, this is not confusion, it is the tremble of a heart recognizing fate. Type Amen to get blessing 2444. They want to see you again, but only if you allow it. So, they wait. They walk through the days carrying hope like a fragile light in their hands. You feel it too. Even when you're apart. The energy cord has been activated again. The bond that once slept is awake, humming between you like sacred electricity. They're working on themselves now. Reading. Healing. Apologizing not just to you, but to parts of themselves they abandoned. They're not rushing into your life, they're building a life worthy of inviting you into. Comment if you've been hearing their name more often lately. Type Amen to get blessing 4555. Then, just before you sleep one night, you get another message. It's a single line, "Can I see you for real? No masks, no past, no pretending?" And something in your spirit says, yes. So, you meet. Not in a grand place. Not in a movie moment. But in a quiet corner of the world where the noise can't touch you. And when you sit across from them, it's like sitting across from someone who fought a war just to be here. They don't talk much at first. They just look at you, as if trying to memorize you. As if your presence alone is the answer they've been seeking. Type Amen to get blessing 5666. And then, they begin again. This time, they don't speak from a place of guilt, they speak from a place of truth. They tell you about the dreams they've had. The signs they've received. The things that fell apart in their life the moment they walked away from you. They tell you how your silence changed them more than your words ever could. They don't ask for a relationship. They ask for a chance to rebuild a foundation. Not based on lust, or routine, or pressure. But on soul. Spirit. Integrity. Archangel Michael says, what is built now will not be shaken, because it's being built from truth. Type Amen to get blessing 1777. You listen. You feel. And then you speak. You tell them what they never knew. The nights you cried. The dreams you buried. The parts of yourself you stopped sharing with the world. And for the first time, they really hear you. No more interruptions. No more ego. Just presence. There are no more walls, only wounds. And you are both willing to heal them together this time. Comment if you felt this healing already beginning in your life. Type Amen to get blessing 6333. You walk together for a while, side by side. You don't rush back into anything. But you're not running away either. You're walking in the now. They check in daily. Not to invade, but to remind you, I'm here. I'm not leaving this time. They're rebuilding their life around this new chapter. They are letting go of habits that once caused pain. They're becoming more present, more intentional, more soft in their strength. And you are growing too, stepping into your power like never before. Archangel Michael says, divine unions are not about rescuing each other. They are about rising together. Type Amen to get blessing 7888. You start to laugh again. Not the fake laugh you gave others to seem okay, but the deep, from the belly kind that only comes from being around someone who sees your entire soul and still chooses to stay. You begin to make plans, little ones. A walk here. A late-night conversation there. An agreement to protect this connection at all costs. You both decide not to share too much with the outside world right away. What is sacred must be shielded from unnecessary noise. And you both know, this time, it's too precious to lose to opinions or projections. Comment if your soul has been silently craving this sacred restart. Type Amen to get blessing 9990. They give you their schedule, their fears, their goals. Not to impress you, but to say, here's who I am now. No more hiding. You both talk about the future, but not in rushed fantasies. You talk in real plans, real timelines, real spiritual alignment. You light candles together. You sit in silence sometimes, and even the silence feels safe. You don't need to be anyone but you. And they don't need to be anyone but them. The masks are off. The souls are out. Archangel Michael says, some endings were just detours. This is the return that was meant to happen. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. And soon, people will start noticing. You'll glow differently. Smile more. Sleep better. Walk stronger. The person who once saw you in the car now sits across from you in peace, and knows they are home. And you? You're no longer wondering. You're no longer wishing. You're just living, open, protected, and divinely connected. You survived the storm. And now, it's time to bloom again. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20.